Welcome to Project Pro Code Recipes. In this video, we are going to learn on how to hyperparameter tune learning rate as well as how to hyperparameter tune learning rate and n estimator simultaneously. So there are two parts in this video. In the first code section, I would be explaining how to hyperparameter tune learning rates for XGBoost, and in the second code section, I would be explaining hyperparameter tuning learning rate as well as n estimator. So these are my code snippets over here. I have copied this code and I pasted that in my Jupyter notebook. I'll explain to you the code over here as well as run this for you. So let's get started. Now, uh, first of all, let's try to understand what is XGBoost. So we all are familiar with bagging and boosting models. Let me give you a brief introduction. Bagging models are basically average of weak learners, whereas in boosting model it learns sequentially. So with every upcoming weak learner, it tries to adjust its weight so that it doesn't so that the new weak learner is performs better than what the previous weak learner has performed. XGBoost is a kind of is a derivative of gradient boosting method, but the thing that makes XGBoost difference is the power of parallel processing. So XGBoost could parallel process multiple tasks at the same time, thus making it faster as compared to conventional gradient boosting regression. As well as it has inbuilt regularization parameter which prevents your model from being overfitted, as well and it could also do feature selections for you. So how does it do a feature selection? The regularization parameters tune themselves for such features that are redundant to you to zero, thus making the weight of that or the contribution of that redundant feature to be zero, and thus it could also perform feature selections for you. Now this was about XGBoost. Now here are three more things that you need to understand before we dive into the code. The first is grid CV, and the second is stratified k-fold, and the third is train test split. So train test split, as we all know, splits your training set into splits your data set into training and testing set, and thus it uses one part of training for the training and another part for testing. Now grid search CV. So grid search CV, random search CV, and Bayesian optimization methods are the methods that are used for hyperparameter tuning. Random search CV randomly picks up the parameters for hyperparameter tuning, whereas grid search CV basically makes a list of all the possible combinations of the parameters that you have provided and then uses them to train the model and gives you the final result. Now k-folds. So there are two very popular types of k-folds used, that is stratified shuffle k-fold and the second is stratified k-fold. Over here I am using stratified k-fold. So what is the difference of stratified shuffle k-fold and stratified k-fold? Stratified k-fold shuffles your data set only once before splitting them into before performing splitting them into the number of folds that you have provided as parameter, whereas stratified shuffle k fold shuffles your data set every time before it splits your uh, data set into smaller folds. That is the parameters you provide. So there is a chance of repetition of the same data points time and again in stratified shuffle k-fold, but the data doesn't repeat itself in stratified k-fold. Okay, now I have imported matplotlib because we would be drawing graphs and visualizing them. Now .pylab inline and matplotlib inline is essential for drawing the graphs on the Jupyter in the Jupyter notebook over here itself. Now from matplotlib import pyplot. Now I'm using my wine dataset. So datasets dot load wine. So x is equal to dataset dot data and y is equal to dataset dot target. I have split that into the target dataset and the feature dataset. Now I'm performing train test split. So xy now test size is equal to 25% of my dataset. Since load wine is a classification type problem, I am using XGB classifier and have initialized that under the name model. Now I am using a parameter learning rate. So these are the arrays of learning rate that I am providing. Now I need to convert this learning rate into dictionary format before I pass that into my grid search CV algorithm. So parameter dot grid is equal to dict. You just need to write dictionary. Learning rate is equal to learning rate. Okay. Now k fold. So I'm performing stratified k fold. How many folds do I want? N splits is equal to 10. Shuffle is equal to true, and then random set is equal to 7. Model parameter grids. Okay, now we are performing grid search CV. So you need to write grid search CV. Then you need to pass the model name. So over here, since I initialized my model under the name XG classifier, B classifier under the name model, I just need to write model over here, then param grid. Now scoring methodology is log loss. Basically, I'm using log loss over here. So log loss is used for classification type problems where there are more than two classes, two or more than two classes, and log and how to judge log loss. So the log loss should be as low as possible. For classification problem, it should be it should be around zero. It could log loss is used for like logistic regression. You could also use these type of scoring method for neural networks. Now n jobs is equal to -1. That is the number of that is I want the total number of parallel processing that my computer can perform at once. Now cross validation is equal to k fold, as you can see. uh, Now grid result and grid search dot fit. So you need to pass the x and y parameter. After that means, so after that I'm summarizing my result. So this will give me grid result best score and grid result best parameter. This will give me the best score along with the best parameter. So I want to find the mean test score. So grid result dot cv result. Now grid result dot cv result standard test score and then parameters. So it will give me the parameters too. Now after that I am creating a tuple of iterator for iterating over mean, stds and params. So basically for each iteration that I am performing in gridsearch cv, I am storing the result in means, std, standard deviation and parameters, and then I am printing them by using this for loop. So for means, std dev and params in zip, means, stds, parameters. So basically what does zip do? Zip creates a tuple of iterators that will iterate over these three parameters simultaneously. Now I'm plotting the graph. So I'm using pyplot for that. So I'm plotting an error graph. I need to pass my parameter learning rate, then means. So y-years, standards, then title of the plot is XGBoost learning rate versus log loss. Then learning rate is my x label, y label is log loss, then plot dot show. And I can also save my pyplot using safe figure learning rate dot png. Now I've called my function snippet underscore 193 and it has performed the required required operations for me. So you can see for the learning rates, for the different learning rates, these are my log score. So the best is given by minus 0.108291 and learning rate is 0.3. So basically this is my minimum log loss. As you can see, the best log loss should be as low as possible. Over here it is minus 0.10. It should be close to 0. Now this is my graph. So you can see with the log loss increases with the increase in the log loss decreases with the increase in learning rate, and after around 0.1 my learning rate becomes almost constant. So this was Yes, so this was about learning rate. In this now in the second part I am going to use learning rate as well as estimator. So the initial codes are going to be same. I'm using the same grid search CV and stratified k fold. The only difference is I'm passing n estimators as a new parameter. So 100, 200, 300, 400 and 500. So n estimators is the total number of trees that I want in my XGBoost. Now I'm creating a dictionary again. So parameters dot grid, then dict. So learning underscore rate is equal to learning underscore rate, then n estimator is equal to n estimators, then k fold is equal to stratified k fold. I want 10 splits, again all the same things. I'm using the grid search cv again. The codes are completely same. I've just added a new parameter n estimators. Now after these all results, these all codes are going to be exactly same. So I'm saving it in means. I'm typing my standard deviation, STDs, then final parameters and params. Now for mean, standard deviation, I'm again using the same method of iterating using a tuple. So it will be printing all the statements for me. Now I'm finally calculating my score. So I'm basically resizing it for plotting the graph. So for I value in enumerate learning rate. So basically I want to uh, draw the graph for each different learning rate and an estimators. So I've written the codes for the graphs over here. Now you can see for each as it was a grid search, it made all the possible combinations. So for each learning rate, it iterated over each estimator. You can so as I passed 4 learning rate and 5 iterations, so it performed estimator, so it performed 20 iterations. And the best score was given by learning rate 0.1 and an estimate is equal to 500. You can see the log loss is minimum minus 0. It is only showing me the 6 digit, maybe above these 6 digits. It is smaller than the previous one. Now I'm finally drawing my graph. So you can see the red one represent learning rate 0.0001, blue 0.001, and purple 0.01, and gray represent 0.1. Now you can see as the estimator for learning rate 0.001, it is performing very poorly as compared to learning rate 001. Till estimator 500, my loss is greater than -1. And then for learning rate 0.1, my log loss becomes very closer to 0, and it has performed better than every other learning rate that I have given as parameter. So my final and you can see the 0.1 graph. Initially it increases, initially it get close to 0, and then slowly it starts decreasing and become flats. So okay, this was all about codes in this video. For more industry relevant project, you can visit our website. And for more code recipes like this, you can visit our website as well as our YouTube channel. You can also use this click here function for submitting request of recipe that you do not find on our website, and it will be made available for you. The code for the URL for the code in this video is available in the description below. If you like the video, please give a like. Please hit the like button. Thank you.